Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. It's Drew here, and today we're going to be ranking every single ride and attraction at Universal's Islands of Adventure based on your vote. That's right, the next episode in this series has commenced, and our first out of California park choice has brought us to Orlando, Florida for the sister park to Universal Studios Florida at the Universal Orlando Resort. This park officially opened in 1999 and currently houses 17 different major rides, including exhilarating roller coasters, soaking water rides, and even those attractions for the full family. Islands of Adventure's lineup of just world-class attractions is truly legendary and for sure deserves a visit. If you're curious on how these rides are ranked though, and you haven't seen our Parks Ranked by You videos before, we send out a Google form asking for every individual that participates to rate every ride at the given park individually on a scale of 1 to 10. With 1 being the worst and 10 being the best rating out there. Of course, we make sure to factor in those who have not been on specific rides at the parks by leaving an option as that being an answer as well. Now, before we get into the list, some of you are probably saying 17? I think there's 18. Isn't Poseidon's Fury in that list? Well, to be completely frank, I wasn't exactly sure what to consider this. Is it technically a walkthrough experience? A full show? Or potentially even a ride in your mind. Adding on to this though, it has also been closed for so long that I may or may not have forgotten about it, especially when it did not appear on the website. So if you think it deserves to be on this ranking, make sure to comment down below with the hashtag Justice for Poseidon's Fury. And with that all said, let's hop in to your official ranking. Starting this ranking off at number 17, we're going to head to Seuss Landing for One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish with a score of 3.73. This small little spinning attraction is perfect for the young ones within your group and can even help you cool you off on some of those especially hot Florida sunny days. Hopping not too far over, still staying in Seuss Landing for number 16, we're going to head to Carousel, which is the carousel or merry-go-round attraction within the park, and it features many lovable characters from the wubbulous world of Dr. Seuss. Taking a radical spin all the way to Marvel Superhero Island at the other side of the park now, we're heading to Storm Force Acceleratron at number 15, coming in with a score of 4.254, and personally, I am taking offense to this ranking. This may well be one of the best teacup attractions in the world, I dare say, and if you want to fight me, go ahead and fight me down in those comments below. Hopping back over for number 14 to Seuss Landing yet again, we're going to head to the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride, a relaxing journey all over the soaring rooftops of Seuss Landing, giving you a bird's eye view of the entire park as well as down into Green Eggs and Ham, as well as many other Seuss icons. At number 13, we have our first roller coaster and Harry Potter attraction on this list. That's right, it's Flight of the Hippogriff, the fun, kids-friendly, and family-friendly roller coaster at the park, coming in with a score of 4.876. This not too terrifying ride is most likely going to be a lot of people's first steps within the amazing attractions in Hogsmeade. Hopping over to another roller coaster, this one's a very rare credit if you ask a lot of coaster enthusiasts out there. Number 12 is Pteranodon Flyers, the so-called kiddie coaster within the park, as the only way you're going to ride this coaster is if you are either a young child or the parent or guardian of a young child, as it does enforce a strict height regulation, while it also gives you some of the best views of the park over top of Camp Jurassic. At number 11, we head to one of the most scary or enjoyable rides in the park, depending on who you ask. This is Cat in the Hat. This lovely, but sometimes a little frightening dark ride is the perfect fit for any Seuss lover in your group, as well as one of the best places to get AC in the entire park. And if you're like me, you're going to make sure to turn away when you see Thing 1 and 2 show up. At number 10, we head to another world-class dark ride. This is Skull Island Reign of Kong. This trackless ride system, as well as immersive storytelling, goes a long way in showcasing how far theme park technology has come. Whether you're outside, inside, facing off against large screens, or even larger animatronics, this ride and queue especially are something that I definitely recommend for any first-time visitor at Islands of Adventure. Hopping back to Marvel's Superhero Island for number 9, this is Doctor Doom's Fear Fall, the classic SNS shot tower, meaning that instead of bringing you slowly up to the top and dropping you down quick, it does the complete opposite. It shoots you all the way up to that top spike and gives you one of the best views of the park possible. Hopping over to Toon Lagoon for the first time in this list, at number 8 we have Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges, the critically acclaimed raft ride at this park. It takes you up and down through crazy rapids, through tiny crevices and giant abysses, and has plenty of crazy soaking surprises that are yet to be discovered. As a fair warning, if you are riding this ride in particular, make sure you have a pair of board shorts and flip-flops at the ready, because boy, this gets you soaked any time of year. Speaking of getting soaked though, we're gonna head right next door to the other major water ride at the park, the log flume attraction, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. This classic log flume brings you out into the open, traveling to and fro through classic cartoons and attempting to save the day before you plummet down that final drop, which gets you beyond soaked. Again, this is another ride perfect for those hot days, but I would definitely recommend having a change of clothes for sure. Heading to number 6, though, we have the third and final water ride on this list. This is Jurassic Park River Adventure, the bona fide classic at the back end of the park. This attraction takes you all the way to Isla Nublar, where you encounter dinosaurs big and small, and of course, in true Jurassic fashion, everything goes a little bit wrong. Of course, this attraction being water-based, there are plenty of moments where you'll potentially get wet, and of course, that splashdown finale is unforgettable. Finally, heading back towards Hogsmeade at number 5, we have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. This attraction is truly like no other outside of its many clones across the world, but it truly stands above plenty of the rides at the park, as it is by far one of the most immersive experiences out there. Even the line is worth walking through if you can't ride the ride, as it takes you all the way up through Hogwarts Castle and beyond, and of course the ride itself is unforgettable. I try my best to not say anything about spoilers, but flying on a broomstick is pretty freaking awesome. Hopping back over to Marvel's Superhero Island real quick, for number 4, just narrowly beating out Forbidden Journey by 0.001, this is The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, an extremely immersive and just fun-filled dark ride. Within this attraction, you join J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle on the hunt for the Spider Menace. Well, before you know it, you get tangled up within his web, and of course the web of many iconic Spider-Man villains, as you accidentally come upon a meeting of these Spidey villains in their quest to steal the Statue of Liberty. How dastardly! This ride, though, is incredibly thrilling and just so much fun, a personal favorite of mine, as it dives you right in to the comic books you read as a kid. For number 3, we're going to stay in Marvel Superhero Island for the incredible Hulk coaster right next door to Spider-Man. This B&M launching roller coaster is just insane. I would argue it is by far the most intense coaster at the park, as you begin your ride with an incredibly quick launch inclined directly into a zero-G roll. Immediately following this, you have plenty more inversions that are going to make you at least gray out, if not black out, as you pull an insane amount of positive G-forces throughout the experience. Add in some theming and of course a really rockin' soundtrack in the background, and you have quite the winner on your hands. Heading back over to Hogsmeade for the final time in this video, at number 2, we have Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, the intimate, multi-launching, multi-sensory experience that is realistically a roller coaster and a half. I don't want to spoil anything here, but oh my goodness, Hagrid's has too many surprises for a roller coaster. It reaches points where you're like, wait, is this even a roller coaster anymore? Well, of course, it has plenty of launches, crazy high speeds, amazing high bank turns, and to add all that in with some really cool and immersive theming, this is an absolute must ride because this storytelling coaster really does not mess around and is just that. It tells a great story and is a really awesome roller coaster. Hopping into number 1 is the newest ride at the park. This is probably no surprise to most people, Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Again, an intimate launch coaster. It just recently opened in the year of 2021, and as someone who visited on opening day of the coaster, I can definitely say this is a must ride for any thrill seekers out there. While Hagrid's has a little bit of that story pushed more throughout the entire experience, Velocicoaster puts coaster first. I mean, heck, it's literally called the Velocicoaster. They're not even trying to hide the fact that it is a roller coaster. And then you add in plenty of immersive theming, especially throughout the first half of the ride before its 70-mile-an-hour launch. That's right, 70 miles an hour. This thing is just fantastic, and I completely understand why it's number 1. Its exhilarating layout takes you through plenty of twists and turns, and of course, some of the best airtime moments and inversions out there. The ending roll, the Mosasaurus roll, may as well be the best inversion on the planet. But if you want to hear me gawk about this ride more, I have a full review, and you can check it out in the iCard in the top right corner right now. But with all that said, that officially ends our ranking of Islands of Adventure, done by you. And of course, if you would like to see more of these ranking videos in the future, make sure to subscribe, as we're going to keep doing these videos more frequently, as it's always so much fun to find out what the majority of people think are the best and worst rides at their given parks. And of course, if you missed out on this vote, don't worry, we'll have plenty of votes in the future, and if you make sure to subscribe, you'll be one of the first to be notified of the new Google Forms whenever they're released. But I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. It really means the world, and until next time, we'll see you on the next ride.